Hey guys, this is Mr. Zapar here, and I've had a request to go over room pages, so I'm just going to be showing you guys my 10 that I have, and a little explanation behind each of them. My first room page is for Kayle, and I don't use this one too much, pretty much only on Kayle or another attack speed champion, maybe like Teemo. I generally use this one for Teemo though. Anyway, you want to take for a Kayle or someone with attack speed and magic damage, like perhaps a Zir. Uh, you want attack speed, marks. You want armor seals, and armor seals are going to be your core on 90% of your champions that you play for seals. And glyphs on Kayle, I would recommend ability power because she relies a lot on poke from her Q, and it gives a lot of slow and heal potential. Um, one quintessence of ability power to flatten that out to 16, and two quintessences of movement speed to keep her in range with her E, and out of range, her reckoning, her W, I believe, um, also helps a lot with her movement speed to keep her out of the fight. Moving on to my general AP page is very similar. Magic penetration, obvious. Armor seals. This will allow you to take blows and say you're playing Annie. I believe you started somewhere around like 25 armor, and that doesn't block much for percentage, maybe 15%. Adding an extra 9 armor to your beginning of the game adds a lot to your percentage block. Uh, for glyphs, people it can test between AP per level and AP flat. I prefer flat AP on most every champion I play. Uh, but when it comes to cooldown reduction, I get per level, and I'll talk about that later. I didn't close it at all. Oops. All right. All right. So my general AD carry page is going to be attack damage, marks, and one attack damage quint, and it's just to balance it out, so it ends up being it's a plus 10 in game, not 9.8. And then you want to take just one crit chance rune. I do. It's just you never know when you're gonna get that lucky shot to deal 200 damage. Armor seals in the bot lane, very helpful. Glyphs of resist or resist per level. Either or, very fine. Mana regeneration, I wouldn't really recommend on anyone. Um, Personally, to me, if you need mana regeneration, that means that you need to work on balancing how much mana you're using and if you're spamming your abilities. Uh, some people like Ezreal, they would argue that he needs it. I would really recommend you don't. Maybe I'll play him here coming up for you guys so you can see what I mean. And then coming into quintessences, I go lifesteal on 80 carries uh, to stay in lane a lot longer and just keep it full health, which is really important for trading down the bottom lane. Because as an AD carry, pretty much everything you do is going to be focused on trading and staying at full health over them. Uh, Alright, going on to Nidalee. Nidalee is the exact same as my AP page, except I have marks of attack damage. I use this page on. Oh, and I have ability power per level. Like I said, doesn't make a difference. It scales just as well. But the reason I have attack damage instead, for her, Anivia, and maybe even Lux, is because I prefer to use a lot of auto attacks in poking. So I would throw a couple attacks and then try and CC and then auto attack again, and hopefully I'll manage to make the attack damage runes a lot more effective than if you magic pen. So coming into ha 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 is for Volibear, and this is where runes get really really odd. Alright, so on Volibear, your main focuses are health, movement speed, and yeah, pretty much health and movement speed and attack speed. Two of those help your W. your bite and your I don't know. It gives you the attack speed for slapping people a bunch and biting them. Got a Skype call here. I'm doing my runes. Just a sec.
Test.
So then
Yes.
on Volibear, you want greater seals health or scaling health. I think I went scaling health just because I wasn't rich enough at the time to finish out buying the 820 health or IP ones. Then I go cooldown reduction for glyphs because really attack speed's not too helpful, but glyphs are going to be a lot more advantageous for you in the jungle later on as you go. Movement speed, I usually just pick up 2 of them because I like the flat 3%, and then a little bit of armor never hurts, so 1 quintessence for armor. Warwick and Udyr, I go almost full attack speed on them. Full attack speed, movement speed again, and then another armor. So similar to Volibear. In fact, yeah, the only difference is cooldown reduction and magic resist. Doesn't make too much of a difference, but I just kind of prefer cooldown reduction on Volibear for your Rolling Thunder has a really long cooldown, something like 15 seconds, and being able to flip an extra 2 seconds earlier is really helpful. All hail the, and then I have a mastery page, Glorious Leader for Teemo. I have attack damage marks, AP glyphs, and flat AP glyphs, and 1 flat AP quintessence, so that's 16 AP and 9 AD, which is really helpful for Teemo in the top lane. He can poke like a mofo. Movement speed again, and armor. I think I have armor in every single one so far. Probably will the rest of the game, or rest of my rune pages. So then spam, that's actually just for ARAM. It's just a silly page. Armor and resist is for champions like Leona, Thresh, some tanks like Malphite or Rammus. I go armor marks, which I prefer over like even AD on Thresh. I just go full armor. I don't care. I prefer never dying over an extra 10 damage every hit. It's not going to end up being much when you have 5 of it being blocked and you're getting an extra like 3 damage out of your mark. It's just not helpful. So I go full armor everywhere and then resist per level. And yeah, that one's really solid for tanking. If you see my Thresher Leona videos, I start out with near 60 armor. And if you're playing someone like Braum or Taric, you can start out at about 100. And you're just an absolute tank. This is my last page here is for ADs in the jungle. Jarvan, Lee Sin, Kha'Zix, Zed, pretty much anyone that deals physical damage that isn't a ranged carry. So you're gonna have the only difference really is the quintessences of lifesteal are switched out for more AD quints. So I have magic resist, armor, AD, AD. And this is just really useful because you need to have full damage output while you're in the jungle and ganking. Maybe on a couple certain cases you could have lifesteal for a jungler. For the most part though, that's just going to come from your build as you go into the jungle, and the extra damage is going to help you because armor pen in the jungle isn't as useful as damage because monsters have very low armor. So on most jungler pages, armor pen would be completely useless. Lifesteal, you're hoping to stay at full health anyway, so hopefully you won't need lifesteal. And damage is going to help you clear the camps faster. So attack speed, I keep that on pages like Volibear or Warwick and Udyr, and then I take full damage out on like Lee Sin or Jarvan. So if you guys have any questions on the room pages, you're more than free to ask, and there are other pages that I sometimes switch out for, and I'll check in on them if I play any other champions that need them. But I'll see you guys. I'm going to make a quick mastery page guide too, and I'll see you guys in that. Thanks.